So it's week 2 of our Pride of the Parish series here on Lorna Parka, highlighting how Waterford clubs have helped their communities during COVID-19. And our next stop is Tramore GAA, who have been holding online family bingo nights on Sundays to keep their members entertained during the lockdown. And to tell us all about this and a lot more, I'm delighted to be joined on the line by Tramore chairman Glen Jones. And Glen, first of all, how did the club come up with this idea?
Hi Tomas, thanks for having us on. Tomas, I suppose the kernel of this arose out of the fact, I suppose, that like all clubhouses around the country were closed, and we would have had a historical bingo run through the club every Monday night, run by Anne Bowen, one of our staunch supporters and members. And I suppose with the clubhouse closed, that opportunity hasn't been there for quite some time. And there was a committee then that got set up, led by our juvenile chairman, Tom Cullen, up with the idea of running the bingo online. And so that, I suppose, was the kernel of it. He got a couple of other like-minded individuals along with him. And from that, I suppose they put in a lot of groundwork to get them to a situation where we launched about 6 weeks ago and have our online bingo now up and running.
And how popular has it been, Glen, over the past 6 weeks?
Yeah, there's been a phenomenal response, to be honest. That aspect of getting into the community and having an opportunity, I suppose, to give people something to look forward to is really what it's done as an opportunity. It's kind of hit that objective on the nail on the head, if you like. And so, initially getting it out there and getting it out to our own members was a fairly important piece. And it's grown for week on week. It has been growing, and there's over 300 booklets sold now at this stage, week on week. So it's been a phenomenal response in that regard.
Yeah, that's brilliant to hear, Glen, and it's really an event for all the family. And what sort of prizes have you been giving away over the past while?
Yeah, that's the piece, I suppose, that really the lads focused in on is the community piece and being able to have an opportunity for people to have a bit of fun and to be able to, I suppose, pay for some prizes as well to go along with that. The initial concept, I suppose, was getting into the community, and what we've seen is that while that's been successful and there's been great buzz around town and a lot of people talking, we've had great support from SuperValu, our main sponsors, as well in that regard, and they've been involved with assisting with the sales. But what not surprises, but certainly a huge fringe benefit is that community that we're living in has got tentacles, and it stretches to other corners of both the country and the world. And there's been players from all around Munster who obviously have people who are involved with Tramore GAA or the Tramore community, and also some international players from Sydney and from the United States. So that's, I suppose, where the kind of the nice element of seeing that reach has been very eye-opening, I suppose, as well as enjoyable to see.
Yeah, that's great to hear, Glen, that people are supporting it from across the country and across the world as well. And I suppose looking at some other initiatives that you've been involved with, what other ways has Tramore helped the local community over the past year?
Yeah, I think like all the clubs, we got involved very early with the initial community call that was initially floated by SuperValu and taken over then by the local authorities. So we would have had over 100 volunteers that would have volunteered at that stage. And I think during the course of the first couple of lockdowns and assisting people who may not have been able to get out or had to cocoon, we had over 20 volunteers assisting throughout last summer, and those obviously are still available and are still being utilised in probably a lesser fashion now than they would have originally have been. But certainly that was a great response that we saw from our members to assist there where they could. And
I suppose on the field, Glen, like the county junior hurling final win was a huge lift for the club, and I just want to play a little clip after the county final against Colligan from the Tramore captain, Brendan Hogan. You might just take a listen to this.
It's absolutely massive for us. The last 3 years we've been building this team. Like the work that has been put into us and the work that we've put in is just phenomenal. And it's just days like this that it just really pays off, and it's not even just for us. It's for all the young lads. The whole of Tramore is behind us. The young fellas, you see, they're just mad to see it. They love seeing it. They know us all by name. We're down training when they're training, and it just gives them such a boost to see us going somewhere. So it's just a serious weekend for the club. It's been.
You can really hear the passion there in Brendan's voice, Glen. How much did it mean to Tramore to win that county junior hurling title last year?
Yeah, it was fabulous, to be honest. I suppose there's been a lot of work, as Brendan alluded to there, over a number of years. And I think we were somewhat fortunate last year in that while COVID created difficulties for lots of instances, it created opportunities as well. And I think the opportunity from our perspective was that we had players committed to training and around that might otherwise have gone abroad. So there certainly was a harnessing of that, but I think there was a coming together of the management team last year, led by Shane Dunphy, that really kind of identified a style of play that played to Tramore's strengths, and coupled with that, then getting the rub of the green here and there, meant that we had a very, very, very successful not only Junior A but Junior C as well, where we were Eastern champions and were beaten in the final by Kilgobnet. But seeing that kind of progression and seeing the development of players is fabulous from a club's perspective, because that's what we're all trying to do. We're trying to promote our games, but have enjoyment while we do that. Certainly winning assists in that regard, and when you do so in a style that we did last year, it's very rewarding. I think it's given a huge lift. We'd love to be in a position where we could have celebrated a little bit more, and within our community as well, I suppose, in that on the finals day itself there was only a handful of people inside in the grounds, and that's difficult because people do want to engage, people do want to support us, and that is part and parcel of what the GAA is all about. Bringing our communities with us on days like that and being able to celebrate days like that. So I suppose on the one hand that was a little bit disappointing, but we wouldn't change it for the world, given that we're now representing our club at intermediate level, both in football and in hurling now, with aspirations obviously to keep pushing that and trying to see where that journey might take us. Yeah,
and what are those aspirations for 2021, Glenn? I believe Jonathan Moore is now taking charge of the intermediate hurlers this time around.
Yeah, Jonathan has come on board there. As I was alluding to, we're intermediate now at both football and hurling. And the ladies' football actually won the Junior A as well last summer, so they're competing at intermediate grade. And our Camogie team are competing then at senior level within the county. So certainly the projection of the club is on the up at the moment, and it was very very exciting to have Jonathan come on board and to begin working with us now as the hurling manager for 2021. And I suppose in that regard, he'll be supported by the football manager Richard Hickey, who's born and bred ourselves here in Tramore. So there's that aspect of ensuring that we're bringing all boats together, I suppose, and trying to have that tide that's going to lift us all together. So very, very interesting and times, and we're obviously looking forward to how this all pans out and where, as I say, the journey might take us.
And Monday is a big day for every club across the country. Again, like juvenile players can finally go back to the GAA field. Can you tell us what's planned in Tramore next week?
Yeah, I think it's palpable everywhere you go around the country. I think, not alone in our communities, there's a real groundswell of people seeing that as a kind of stepping stone to returning to an element of normality. There isn't a kid, I think, in the country who isn't dying to get back on a sports field in one form or another, whether that's GAA or others. Obviously, we'll promote our games to the best of our ability. And next week we're looking forward to our members coming back to us. The coaches getting organised. Undoubtedly, there'll be challenges in respect of the non-contact element and the pods of 15s. But we've been in this space before last summer, and I think there's no doubt that we rose to the challenge then, and clubs all around the country, along with ourselves, will rise to the challenge again, and ensure that we create an enjoyable atmosphere and an enjoyable experience for the kids as they come down. So yeah, we certainly call out to any of the kids in Tramore who are looking to get engaged, to re-engage themselves with GAA or new entrants or new people coming down, that check us out on our Facebook page and Tramore GAA Official, and you'll see the details there for what the events and the training sessions that are planned from this point forward.
Well, Glen Jones, Chairman of Tramore GAA, thanks so much for your time today, and all the best to you and the club for 2021.
Thanks very much for that, Tomas. And just, I suppose, if I could just finish, we started with the bingo, so I might just finish with it as well. We've got a bumper bingo happening at the bank holiday weekend, the May bank holiday weekend. So again, if there are people out there outside of the Tramore community who would like to engage with that and have a look and see, we'd be more than happy to see them coming along to play. And so, again, they'll find the details on the Facebook page, Tramore GAA Official.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, slán go fóill.
Lorna Porca with Tomás McCarthy on WLR.